For decades, America has tried to spur economic growth across Africa by sending billions of dollars of aid each year to the continent. Unfortunately, an increasing amount of evidence suggests that these money transfers do not positively impact African prosperity, and in many cases, they do the opposite. Instead of stimulating private sector growth, as a 2005 working paper published by the IMF noted, there is ample evidence that aid inflows have systematic adverse effects on a country's competitiveness. This might seem counterintuitive. While it's easy to think that sending billions of dollars to African governments would result in more investment, better infrastructure, and more productive jobs for people across the continent, this is rarely the case. By making recipient governments more accountable to aid agencies rather than their citizenry, aid has often served as a disincentive to economic and political reforms. Even researchers from the World Bank, in a study conducted between 1975 and 2000, have acknowledged that they could find no evidence that aid promoted democracy. Today, most researchers agree that economic growth depends on market-oriented domestic policies rather than aid. Aid also increases the size of government and enables government officials to embezzle large amounts of money, misspend much of it on loss-making projects, or increase military expenditures. Indeed, in 2012, the then World Bank president Ban Ki-moon claimed that 30% of development aid failed to reach its final destination. Similarly, Paul Collier, an economist at the University of Oxford, has estimated that 40% of Africa's military spending is inadvertently financed by aid. So, if aid isn't the answer, what is? The answer is simple: more trade. The United States can help Africa by further opening its market to African exports. Congress took a step in the right direction by adopting the Africa Growth and Opportunity Act, known as AGOA, in 2000, which provides unilateral, duty-free exports of almost 7,000 products from Africa. In 2015, AGOA was extended until 2025, and 36 African countries remain part of the scheme today. The benefits of greater trade are political as well as economic. First, free trade and the job growth that goes with it can help create political stability in developing countries, thus making those countries less susceptible to extremism and more capable of eliminating terrorist cells aimed at harming the United States. Second, trade increases specialization, which leads to increased productivity. Reductions in the cost of production lead to cheaper goods and services, which in turn increase the standard of living for Africans and Americans alike. Regrettably, Washington limits the economic benefits of AGOA in two key ways. First, some quotas that predate AGOA and limit exports were not amended by the legislation. Second, AGOA excludes some important agricultural products from duty-free access, including sugar, tobacco, peanuts, dairy, and beef. Since the United States does not, by and large, produce the same kinds of goods and services as AGOA countries do, further trade integration is politically feasible and unlikely to run into heavy protectionist sentiment. If America wants to get serious about helping Africa thrive, the markets of both parties must be further liberalized and integrated. If this happens, millions of people in both regions will become richer, and greater economic growth, especially in Africa, will occur. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to follow the IATP on Twitter at @the_IATP. Also, hit the like and subscribe button below, and check out our website at www.theiatp.org.